Hey there, so you want to start off with fire? Don't worry, it's easier than you think. First, I want to do some research. This would be the best palette that I found that I like a lot. So you can copy this if you want to. I'll send a picture of it. But here we go. First thing I did this quick little scene here for you. It's nothing special. So first, what we're going to do is bring that palette back here, and what I find to be the best is going light to dark from this. So I start off with this yellow and I'll end with this here, and sometimes you don't even need to use this whole thing. You can get away with just using these two colors here. I'll show you. And the thing I'm going to be using for the most part is going to be the lasso fill tool. Sorry about the squeaking, guys. I have a really squeaky chair. And it's similar to the lasso tool. Lasso tool usually used to select, but with the lasso fill tool, you just, so you can see here, the lasso fill tool, you just select whatever, and then it makes that color for you. And that's what we're going to be using. So first, let's select this yellow here, and as long as you think about fire being energy, then it gets easier. Like, its power starts here, and as it rises up, it thins out for the most part. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw upwards and just making really cool organic shapes. And it's really hard. You can't really get it wrong, just as long as your fires are going up. If you have some gaps in the middle, that's cool too. Just keep it sharp and pointy. Yeah, we can have some going up if you want. Alright, cool. The worst thing you can do with fire is make it look symmetrical or even, if you would, because it's a very organic shape. It's energy. It's like an element. It's kind of like water, because water doesn't really look symmetrical ever usually. So yeah, I'm gonna use this shape here. I like it. Next, I'm gonna grab this color I have near my red. Same thing, lasso fill tool, but what you're gonna do is, at least what I like to do is that same shape that we do here, but do it inside the yellow, but I like to close it off much earlier. And you just fill in the gaps here, and I think it looks pretty convincing. I find this method really useful if you're like doing a webcomic, or you just wanna at least a fire placeover too. That way you don't have to get into like the different layer effects or the other techniques. Not saying that they're bad, but I usually like to be pretty quick, so I find this method to be pretty helpful. Let's see, already we're already starting to get in somewhere. Next, you can take this deep red here, making a new layer, and I like to keep this one at the bottom because I feel like this is where the fire would be at its hottest here. And so it's nowhere near as much as the other two. And then you can play with the blending modes for this one. I think color dodge works pretty well. Also, I think hard light. Yes, hard light definitely. If you want a more of a menacing, warmer flame. It's optional. I'm going to select the yellow parts that I have here. Then I'm going to go back to that hard light layer with a soft brush, and then just warm up the fire just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Now I'm still in that hard light mode with the yellow color selected, and I'm just going forward, just making it cooler. But yeah, nothing really to it. I think we're pretty much there. Next thing we're gonna do, I'll make a new layer here. I'll set it to color dodge. I'm gonna have this color here. You can already see it lighting up the scene already. And I use this in a soft brush, and I'll just lightly go over it. Maybe a darker one, yeah. Just to heat up your environment here, just to warm it up. And color dodge is too hard. Screen. Oh, yeah, screen works, I think. Maybe not. Overlay, was it? But anyway, you can play with them. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm using add glow. That's what it was. I couldn't remember it. I would go over color dodger in Photoshop. But yeah, soft brush. I'm just gonna lightly dap the foreground here, just to give it some color variation and give it convincing that, hey, our fire is lighting up our scene. And that's glow can be pretty harsh. We can try color dodge. Yeah, color dodge works perfectly actually. And if you overdo it, you can blend some of the lighting out. Overlay works really well. Maybe it was overlay. I'm so sorry. But yeah, going over that dark flame really heats up your scene. Yeah, it was overlay. Sorry, I did this like 3 times and I was trying to get it right. I still couldn't find the right layer. So yeah, overlay, just the opacity a bit, get what you want. Really cool. And you want to add your little dudes here, a little character here, it's fine too. Okay, now for the spellbook thing, what we're going to do is, because you know how our campfire one, how the fire goes sort of up here? It's the same way, but going this way. Sorry, going this way, because it's coming from her hand here. So how we're going to do that is, you guessed it, the lasso fill. So no cheating here. I'm just going to rotate our canvas this way and try to think of a water balloon when you do this here, like this. So I'm going to start here and then just sort of try to make a water balloon. Alright, it's a bit smooth at first, so you're going to give it some character. You can do some erasing here, because the power is going to be at the base of the fire, which is here, and as it gets closer to her hand, it's where it came from, so it's going to narrow out. And I like adding a little bit of curves here just to show like it's all mystical and junk. But however you want your fires. Again, I don't really want it symmetrical. I think that works. Yeah. Okay. Alright, I think I like this better. Okay. Alright. And I'm gonna add a little, I did this a little bit here, but I'm gonna add a little bit of shock waves over here too. Like it just came out. And then same thing we did before. Just gonna come in here with our darker tone. And the skinnier we make it, the faster the ball would be coming out. Cool. I'm gonna do the same thing, but over here on the smaller parts. Over here, something like, don't know. Anyway, yep, you can even get this darker orange here that we haven't used yet, and then go even darker with it, just to make it more menacing, like it's gonna hurt. Right, and same thing we did before. Was it hard light? Was it hard light? This multiply does work too. But yeah, just gonna add that deep red again here. You can do this on glow if you want. So I think it's used to seeing in the middle. No, it's not working. But it's good for lighting though. It's hard to mix. But yeah, there you go. Pretty much it. Now I can go by your character. Same effects you did over here. You can do that with her. And all we're doing is just making it look cool. That's all. You can add some embers too if you want. And now I think we have a pretty successful looking fireball shooting out. And you aren't just limited to this palette. If you want different color fire, what you can do is go go up to animation. I have a hotkey for it, but you can just go to the hue and saturation part. I'm just gonna change the hue here. See, we have like a nice green fire, deeper red. That looks cool. I think blue is usually pretty popular. Yeah, here we go. So we want a blue one. Same thing. You just gotta change some of these colors here. Like I would change this deeper blue to a lighter blue and more of a cyan. Yeah, something like that. This one's a little dark, but I guess it fits. But yeah, see, this works too perfectly fine. You have a blue fire here, so you can use whatever color you want. Yeah, they look pretty good in every color. And that looks really awesome. Alright, next, move on to this final step here. Finally, with the last part here, I'm going to be doing a flame sword, if you would. I can give this sword actually some pretty colors that's like probably fits more. Got a pretty basic looking sword here with our guy, and all we're gonna do is like we did with the lady's hand here, the fire itself is gonna be coming. This is the fire, and every direction spitting out light. So to make things easy, we're gonna engulf this guy in shadows here. And what we're going to do is the same thing we did with the fireball. I'm going to start off with the effects part though. Make sure you're over your line art. Alright, cool. Next, even though our sword is blue, I'm going to use the light part of our fire and flame here. I'm going to just go on the outside, and for the shadow I'm going to use this deep red on our multiply layer to give it that like it's in flame sort of look. And you can even go darker and give a little gradient too if you want, make it more cooler too. And next we can give it some fire. I usually stop it here if it's like a fire like sword. What would this look like? Alright, next thing, go to your line art, make a new layer, and clip it to your line art here. I'm just going to go over this and just get rid of the black lines to make our fire read better. But yep, we already have a pretty convincing flame sword, I think. And I guess I'll give it a little aura here. And we just did that so we can match our line art here. Give it a cooler silhouette. and then we just come here. Excellent. It looks really cool. Yep, and as always, if you would like to finishing touches, I think if you follow me, you should usually see a bunch of my art to do this, but I like to give everything like a little glow effect here, just to make it really, really pop out to me. And I just go to the add glow here, and then I'll just use a soft brush. Yeah, give the sword some shine. Yep, that looks pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna go back and add it to the rest of my... Thank you for seeing this fire tutorial. Hope it wasn't too long. I hope you guys have a really good one. Take care.